again, Kerem, I am not changing now in these days. In the first video, I talk about getting to know ourself or yourself and what boundaries mean and how to set them. I also discuss how we can motivate ourselves. After identifying your values in your career, look back at your past to see how consistent your decisions have been with the values you have chosen. Don't just think of this in the term of your professional life, and you might say it, but I don't have any decision, I don't have any experiment about my business life. Yeah, this is so normal if you're a student or you're just a learner about your career, and you can say it normally. And what about to think about this pathway? Let's talk about. For example, looking at the values you've chosen means revealing the person you are in your own life. People are constantly changing and developing, by the way. After hearing that even blood type can change naturally, I discard the saying a person is the same at 7 as they are at 70. We are using this idiom in Turkey very often, and I think this is a not true thing when I am thinking my life and how I can exist my changing. So you become a new version of yourself at every stage of your life, you know. The other thing that the issue is however you are of this situation, listen to all your organs, see what they tell you, how your brain governs them. Then also we can talk about, for example, I will give you an example for my own life, but of course every person, every people are different, and everyone's values may vary, and you take what fits you and learn from what doesn't. In my current active life, I really wake up early, like 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. and then I browse through some of my place. I follow on social media sometimes. Then that's interest me and share what I want to do. Sometimes I don't want to spend the time social media and instead read a book sometimes. Around 7 and 6 a.m. I go for a run, which sometimes turns into playing basketball for me. After coming home and taking a cold shower, I have a breakfast. I really strong breakfast. You know, it's really starting on your day. You need lots of energy and you need lots of think about doing your routine and what you want to do in your day. Then usually I feel like having a coffee as I start my day. By then it's around 10 a.m. for me. These days I'm doing research. I prefer the library or few quiet cafes to work or studying. I handle my tasks during breaks, come home in the evening, sometimes have a dinner and spend with my family. Later I go to my room, and sometimes again I really like to read a book in nighttime because it's relaxed to me, and I really like to learn in the early time in the day, and the last of the day it's really like all of my routine. Let's talk about the other kind of thing. For example, sometimes, as I say it, and I'm reading a book, sometimes I am video creating and editing on my computer. I reflect on what I did that day and plan for the next day. Then I read a book before bed and I go to sleep. Usually my whole day is like going on this area in these days. And for health advice, from me to you. Do everything that will keep you healthy and fit, but please don't forget about it. Too much of anything is really harmful. Of course, this is my life and this is my routine, but I think that all of these are tools, not our major thing about. For example, if you are eating a meal and you have to think about it is your tool. It is to have to live for like that, you know. And then one more thing, after getting to know yourself and setting a goal, you can use everything to serve your purpose, as I said before. I see everything as a tool, as I said before, and this is not selfish at all. On the contrary, I believe I benefit a lot from this approach, both for myself and for my surrounding people. For my health, I start my day, as I explain all my day routine, I start day early and I like exercise, and I'm eating just 2 meals. I eat 2 meals, you know, and sometimes light snack in the afternoon. The reason I'm sharing this is because if you think about your goal all day, you can't achieve it, you know. You can't achieve it. Because our humanity and human nature desires to be active and lively. Therefore, the more active you are and the more you keep your daily routines regular and sustainable, the more productive your time will be. Let's say time flows like water and your mind is always flying. When you grab onto that balloon, you start taking firm steps on the ground. If you look at what you experience with a why and how perspective, you'll realize many emotional and logical things. My suggestion here to please do not shy away from knowledge. Yes, every time you learn something new, it adds a new responsibility, like what will I do with this knowledge? Lots of people think about it. So I'm learning. Come on, man! I don't need anything about new thing because I am really enough for myself sometimes. And they're choosing. Some people choose this way, and I respect all of them actually. Then, how will I connect it to other things so that it's benefit me? And I can truly learn, because that's how it is in the neurophysics too. The more connection you make about subject and event, the more your brain develops and forms new synapse connection, you know. I am just a fan of the neurophysics and try to learn as much as possible because I see it as a part of knowing yourself. Additionally, I recommend keeping up with current events and your interest. Read and don't leave yourself idle. I've noticed that what a person thinks they do and what they do. Their body gets used to it and your life shapes accordingly. Of course, what I am describing here is just within your domain. Think about what are you doing. There are 3 different areas you can think of as 3 overlapping circles. The first is the center of the 3 circles. And the first one is the small one. You can think small one is like that, the other is like that, and all of the circles between around to one rectangle. You can think about it, you can imagine it. So the first is sphere of influence, where you have complete autonomy and don't need anyone else to doing lots of routine. For example, when you are getting early and you are going to bathroom for washing your face, and you don't need to say anyone to for it. For example, you don't say to your friend, or you don't have to say to wash. I am going to washing my face, and this is the normal thing, and this is your autonomy, right? Then this second area is the first is sphere of influence, the other is interest. I can explain it. Interest very naturally interact with people around you, like colleagues or family members who help you when you are doing something of your life and of your one day. And this is your interest domain, actually. And also the othermost and most encompassing area is the extraordinary situation area, which includes things beyond our control, like natural disaster. Suppose you are at work and have a problem with your colleague affecting your sphere of influence, and you can't keep it your sphere of interest, and then we get stressed and our anxiety increases. Since we can't change people, after the certain point, consider that issue as part of the extraordinary situation area. Accept it. You have to accept it. You have to actually define all of things about your behavior, about your career, and about your life. As I said before, we have to define our values and define why we want to be success of our life and our career. And if we are thinking this way, and we can find lots of good thing about our career, and we think that actually we have a strong walking on the road when we are thinking about this conversation. And as I said before, extraordinary situation area, then accept it and free yourself from the thought. Just like you can't do anything about earthquake, think of it that way. And all I want to say today is enough for me now, and we can talk about another video. And take care of yourself again. Please be kind of yourself, and please just know yourself firstly, then plan what you want to do, what's your goal, what's your values, and take care of yourself. Have a nice day, and please stay with wisdom. Don't forget it. Have a nice day.